Welcome back, everyone. I'm Joe.
And I am Nick.
And we are so glad to be back with you this week. Last week we talked about something that happened last night, which was the Worry and Anxiety Workshop. We hoped you were able to join, and we hope you took some great things away. I know that we did, and we are excited to see how we can continue to further this conversation about something that is so real to all of us. It's so easy for us to think about the massive amount of things in our life that cause worry, that cause anxiety, that cause us to, really experience frustration. And one of those big things that we experience with youth ministry and with your students is social media and the things that it causes and all of the different routes of anxiety that it can bring.
This is something we've seen quite a bit in the lives of students over the years and seen it grow exponentially. As we all know, we hear about this a lot.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, we don't want to believe it and we don't really want to do anything about it.
Yeah.
But we're seeing pretty severe ramifications on the lives of our students and even in ourselves when we kind of dive headfirst into social media and just consume. But something that I do want to share is, quite honestly, so over the years, working with students for a long time, I've gotten to see students who are all in on social media and those who have not used it, and also those who have used it and then pulled back and stopped. And I can tell you, I won't share their names, I didn't ask them for permission to do that, but I know of a handful of students over the years who have stepped away from all social media and it's changed their lives. Mm-hmm. They've talked about how their relationship with their friends and families are deeper and better and more alive and active. They've talked about how their relationship with God and their time with Him is more focused and purposeful, and they feel and know a lot more about God. And it's not just that cutting out social media made all those things magically happen,
right.
That they replaced that time that they spent on social media by investing in people around them. Instead of scrolling on your phone for 3 hours, they called their friends and talked to them, or they invited them over and did things with them, or they spent real time praying and reading their Bible and talking to God.
Yeah.
So they took the time out and replaced it with something edifying and glorifying to God, rather than just mindlessly scrolling on fill in the blank social media. And a lot of times, parents, this can be hard to hear, but sometimes when we post images or picture things about our students, about our kids on social media, that can be a big cause of anxiety and worry for them as well. Even though we might have the best intentions of wanting to show off how proud we are of them or whatever it is, that can cause some real anxiety and tension in the lives of students, never knowing, well, what's going to be posted? Did my mom see me do that? Did she get a picture of that? Is that going to be online? Or do I have to do this just right so and so can see it, and et cetera, et cetera. It goes on, as we know. And so we need to be really careful with how we handle social media, not in our own lives, but in how we portray our own students, our own kids to the world around us, and what we do with that, how we interact with them. Because I think oftentimes we are doing a lot more harm than we realize when we do really simple, what seems like harmless things. There's always ramifications, and we need to seriously evaluate what that means.
Right, and so typically when we look at social media, it's in a downtrodden and bad sense, and maybe that's just an honest look at it. But what we want to encourage you about is you get to control what happens on your social media, what happens on your kids' social media, how much screen time that they get. And so we're not saying that all social media or all screen time is bad, because it's definitely not. It's a great way to communicate. But it also can cause things that we don't intend, things that we don't foresee. And so our encouragement to you, our hope that we can convey is that these things don't have to cause all this anxiety. We get to control it. We get to control how much time we spend on our phone, how much time our kids spend. And so our encouragement to you is to continue to take that appraisal, to see what you're actually doing, what it's causing, and then to change the course of action. Because we know you as parents want the best for your students and your kids, and we want to help you in finding that joy and finding that freedom. And so we're excited to have these conversations. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'd love to help, and we'd love to point you to great resources that can help. But that's all we have for you today. We're thankful for all you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.